Hey guys, it's me Meteor. It's no secret that I'm a huge fan of Kirby. For this reason, many of you were curious how I got into Kirby to begin with. Well, it started back when I first got the original Game Boy. I was never really given many games for it, let alone an upgraded version, so I mostly played Super Mario Land for almost my entire childhood. That being said, I always looked at the back of the box and saw a game that caught my eye, Kirby's Dream Land. Being as it was just the box art, I couldn't really tell what kind of game it was. It wasn't like I could look it up either, internet wasn't a thing yet. Even still, the little puffball interested me. I wanted to play the game to see what it was about. Come to think of it though, I never legitimately asked for it. I don't think I asked for much of anything as a kid. I basically took whatever was given to me. It wasn't until around 1998 when I would finally get to play a Kirby game. My dad read an article about emulators in a PC magazine and tried to see if I could get them to work. I did. I used them a lot, downloaded and played just about every game I could think of. Yes, there was a time in fact I did use ROMs. I eventually purchased every game I did emulate much later though, maybe even twice or 3 times for some. Regardless, one of the first I downloaded was Kirby's Dream Land. Even 9-year-old me was still criticizing it for being so short and easy. Until I tried Extra Mode and gave up after 5 minutes. I didn't even attempt Extra Mode again until 2011. Even being completely unimpressed by Dreamland, I decided to play the sequel. Level design, length, difficulty, copy abilities, it was like night and day. I loved it. Then came Dreamland 3. I was so in love with the art style, animal friends, and music that it became one of the first Kirby games I truly was nostalgic for. Of course, I never beat those games 100%. It wasn't until I went on message boards and found out I didn't truly beat those last 2 games. Immediately, I went out to collect all the rainbow drops and heart stars. The whole concept and lore implications of dark matter hit me hard, even before Kirby lore was really a thing. Perhaps that's why I loved the battle against Zero 2 in Kirby 64 so much. Seeing that progression of the villain, along with the amazing music, it just set the mood so well for me. 11-year-old me was still upset it wasn't a 3D platformer though. It was also the last console Kirby game I could play on an emulator. As for handhelds, I was able to play every game released through the Game Boy Advance. With the announcement of the DS, however, I realized if I wanted to play new games, I'd have to pony up the cash and buy them. It would be a long time until a good DS emulator was made, and even then, using a mouse instead of a stylus would be much less enjoyable. Once Canvas Curse was announced, that pretty much was the push I needed to buy one. I was given Canvas Curse as a gift though, so the first Kirby game I purchased myself was, get this, Squeak Squad. Really thought it was going to be Kirby GCN though. I remember buying Squeak Squad on launch day at Toys R Us. It wasn't even on the shelf, so I asked the rep for it. He pulled it out from the back, laughed, and asked, why did he want this game? Being as I was 18 at the time, I figured this was implying I was too old for a game like this. I simply responded, because I played every other Kirby game there is and think they're fun. Why stop now? Technically, I guess there were a couple Kirby games I didn't or couldn't play at the time, like Tilt and Tumble. Have fun trying to play that on an emulator. Even so, it was true. I was so invested in the characters and stories, simple as they may have been, I couldn't imagine skipping another game. Once Superstar Ultra and Return to Dreamland began adding the whole pause for lore gimmick, that was it. There was no turning back. Sure, I may feel the series has felt a little stale as of late, but that doesn't change anything. I still enjoy them. Honestly though, I don't see myself buying Kirby games for the gameplay anymore. I mostly buy them for the story, and maybe the awesome music and bosses. Sure, new Kirby games also bring a lot of attention to my channel, but I don't want anyone to think I drag myself to play these games just for the attention. At least in the selfish sense. Being able to play these games and read your reactions, your speculation, your theories, it allows me to enjoy them that much more. Even if I end up hating the game, reading the jokes in the comments or chat is always good for a laugh. Really, I could go on for a substantially long time about how much I spent on merchandise, or how I named my cat Nago, but I think this is a good stopping point for now. Have another question? Maybe I'll answer it when I see you guys next time.